Hey, what up everyone? I'm Cinny Cool, and this is EverQuest Project 1999. And today we're on the Warlock, aka Necromancer, level 60, one bubble in. Today we are going to be going over the new patch, the version V56 patch notes. So hopefully you're interested in that, and if you're not, very sorry. But I'm going to be running or getting my Necro to OT. I need to buy a spell for my Shaman, Superior Healing. I got to level 51 on my Shaman. I need to go buy that in OT with my Necro and give it to my Shaman somehow. So I got my hammer on. I'm going to whack off on this Sabertooth and get to the OT. But let's read these patch notes. The latest patch contains new required files. Download the new patch files from the top of the home page or the Getting Started guide. Change log. Reaper of the Dead quest fixed. Grim Tiger's Revenge quest now functions properly. Amiable or better faction. Corrected Cynthia's spawn behavior between eras. Updated Azrak's Legacy quest added missing dialogue, faction checks, etc. Kindly or better faction. Iraq Altil will appear as a zombie model until November 2000. Updated Quillmane's loot table to improve the chance of receiving a cloak instead of leggings. That's a good one, right? People love that cloak. It's like the levitate cloak. Shisar Apothic Staff is replaced by Shisar Protection Staff on Hoshkar's loot table. Added missing NPC Barnacle Bones in Cauldron. Minky's Tabulets quests are now multi-questable. Added missing NPCs Manon of the Sabertooth and Socho Darkpaw in Blackburrow. Elite Null Guards no longer drop large cloth. Changed the date of Singing Short Sword instrument modifier working in the offhand from November 2001 to October 2001. Rat-shaped ring may not be equipped by Shadow Knights until September 2000. Added missing quest Paladin Hunting. Commander Kane accepts bail list 1 and 2. Lesser Feydark Brownie Scouts will not spawn until September 2000. Pixie Jonglers are more rare. Resolved an issue with Magician spells, Staff of Tracing, Staff of Symbols, and Staff of Wording being summoned with incorrect number of charges. Prior to September 1999, staffs of tracing, symbols, and warding no longer have effects and are not lore. Prior to October 1999, Sword of Runes, Dagger of Symbols, and Spear of Warding have no combat effects or stat bonuses. I'm trying to play and read at the same time. Glacier Bear no longer has a spawn limit. Respawn time changed from 7.3 hours to 6 to 8 hours. Lich of Marigold no longer spawns prior to February 2000. Solon McMoore is now a Wizard Guildmaster. Updated stats, appearance, and aggro text. Sleeper's Tomb. Before Sleeper wakes, all NPCs see invis. After Sleeper wakes, none see invis. Sleeper's Tomb. Before Sleeper wakes, named golems have less of a chance of dropping primals. After Sleeper wakes, if a primal drops, the chance of which one is equal instead of weighted. Sleeper's Tomb. After Sleeper wakes, ancient sentries no longer flurry. Moor and Shadowbane will not spawn until September 1999. The following patterns are not available until September 1999. Mask, belt, cloak, wristbands, shoulder pad. Created recipe for fish oil. Corrected a lever, winch issue, and droga. Every time I move in the game, I have to find my spot again. Stupid dummy. Flayed Barbarian Hide Mask doesn't have Illusion Barbarian until October 2001. I don't know what these dates mean, by the way. Roetin T-Well no longer spawns. Bearlith the Brave changed to Stormguard faction and doesn't spawn prior to May 2001. Karlon the Young and Malden the Old are night-day spawns. Both are now Karana residents. Malden the Old accepts items for Karana's Blessing. Minion Cold Toes accepts item for Temple Blankets Karana Residence Faction. The Bloody Shank quest requires a Amiable or better faction. Corrected faction hits dialogue rewards. Mirko Quetalis quests require a Amiable or better faction. Cilia Windlehand Spiderling Silk quest requires a Amiable or better faction. Canthurn Dialogue HP loot respawn time corrected. Does not spawn until May 2001. Renovoltalis now spawns and acts as an alternative for combining the Book of Scale. Updated dialogue for Zlandikar, Harladar, Jaladar Shade, Asorpa of the Ring. Added missing NPC Chitari Courier. Replaced non-classic Undead in West Karana with original versions. Added Chunk of Ice to the Yetis of Timoris Deep. Magic Elixir for the Warriors quest functions better. Corrected EXP pathing and faction. Slagax Bounty quest rewards were reversed. This has been corrected. Steel arrowheads are no longer sold. Added missing faction adjustments for Valeron Douchire's Brilliant Sword of Faith quest. Fixed text matching for both of his quests. Nashmaw may rarely drop Serrated Blade. Added missing item Wooden Totem. Added missing item Hearthstone Amulet. Princess Charista stops dropping her main loot table in August 1999. Prior to August 1999, Bone-Handled Sword is a possible reward for the Thex Mallet quest. Heretic Necromancers of Kara Ridge now have a loot table. Pestilent Scythe is an opal scythe. Prior to September 1999, it will still work for Aegis of Life quest. Prior to July 1999, Bladed Thulian Claws are named Demon Claws. Josper Kinshed's quests require Amiable or better faction. Remove several non-classic items from merchant lists. Black Wolf Skin and Batwing quests require Indifferent or better faction. Players do not receive notification of charm breaking. Oh, trade skill cap is 200 until September 2000. Pickled Froglooks and Feeding Droga quests will now work properly. Implemented spawn cycle of Durin's Inn added 2 missing quests from Gruntek and Ogok. Wuxi drops 2 to 3 scales. Mistwalker pet will persist as a normal pet until February 2000. Phase spiders of the appropriate level now summon. Trade skill combines use the original trivial message until July 2000. Faction could not possibly get any better. Worse messages do not exist until June 2001. Glacier Yeti and Tundra Yeti respawn times changed to 16 minutes. Uh-oh. Man, all I've seen on here is bad stuff so far, like not telling you when charm breaks and Glacier Yetis and Tundra Yetis respawn times. Improved classic colors and textures of sky graphics added unique desert sky to Oasis, North Row, South Row, Skyfire, and unique sky for Plane of Fear. Foggy zones now display warmer colors during sunrise and sunsets. Griffin feathers now drop off Griffons. Gornalin now only spawns during the day. The Interrogator in South Karana will no longer spawn out of Era. Immolate now does damage again. Adjusted loot for Felwith guards. Uh-oh, what's that mean? That sounds bad too. Jono Jinglebelly will no longer spawn until June 2001 Era and will no longer respond to hails. Adjusted faction adjustments when turning the note into Beak Gunders. Post-revamp, Dracoleash will no longer have a chance to drop pre-revamp loot. Updated Rygor Orc loot in Eastern Wastes. NPC spawned for the Kanos Badge quest and the Kanos Aqueducts will now despawn if left alone. Quivering Veil of Zarn is castable at all times of day. Bard dual-wield skill cap has been raised to 245. Boats and rowboats are no longer flooded in many zones. Added missing paths to certain spawns in Kithakor. Kithakor Forest now gets brighter during the daytime, and Plane of Fear now has a proper nighttime. So only things I saw there were all bad stuff, honestly. Like the no longer getting a message when charm breaks, like the Felwith Guards drop table getting, I think, worse, like the Tundra and Glacier Yetis moving to 16-minute spawn times. Didn't see anything too good here, and all I've heard is like bad stuff from people. Let's see here. Let's look at the let's look a little bit at what people are saying. because sometimes we'll get a little bit more information from people that have been playing for a minute here. Is it just me, or all messages for spells wearing off gone, not just charm? My roots and dots aren't giving me messages when they wear off. And then somebody's asking if the Fell with Guards got a nerf. Someone else agreed that they are no longer getting any messages for spells wearing off. It's not just you. I'm not getting them either, says someone. Currently, you receive notifications when new server launches. You won't until that point in the timeline. So it sounds like spells are not giving messages when they wear off. Not only does the Engorging Roots not display a message when wearing off as posted by Gal above, but it appears that any dot root etc has no wear off message. Also, I'm not getting any wear off messages on spells that always would before. Bane of Knife, Pox, Paralyzing Earth, etc. What era are we currently in? Huge quality of life downgrade for losing those spells worn off notifications. Yeah, that's stupid. This guy says, wait, so if we can't see dots ticking and now we can't see them wearing off either? Are we playing a video game here or a torture test? If this is classic, who thought of this idea to screw the players? It says, this was not intentional, will be fixed when possible. That's from the from Neil Bog, who's a you know, GM. So they're gonna be fixing that if it's not fixed already. This patch happened like a couple days ago, November 19th. So Saturday, so yesterday. I'm recording this on Sunday. I don't know when I'm gonna put it out. Let's see here. So stare at the HB bar till I noticed it stopped going down. Root rotting 3 or 4 mobs with 3 or 4 dots on each sounds fun. No worn off messages. Let's see. It means when they run back green again and progress through the timeline, charm break messages won't appear until it reaches October 1999 in the server timeline. Like, nothing good in this patch, you know? What the heck? Like, I hate when they patch the game. There's never anything, like the one time where they did the merchant thing. Merchant started assisting guards that I was fighting, like, it was annoying. Somebody says, what a shitty patch. Thanks for hurting this game even more. I agree with that. Let's see. I'm almost done here, y'all. I don't know if you wanted to hear, like, every single patch note. I'm sorry, but I did this for the last patch. I'm doing it for this one. I don't really see anything else. Mostly the spell. You're not getting the messages when they wear off seems like the biggest problem right now. Anyway, that's all there is. I don't know how many people are going to watch and listen to this whole video, but hey, I'm documenting it as of November 19th, version 5.6, whatever it's called. That's what changed, and yeah. I made a video just like this for version 55 or 5.5, whatever it's called. And I also explained how to download the patch in that video, so check that out. Maybe I'll link it at the end here. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. Helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel. Comment below, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.